I'm Tiffany Slowinsky with City Lifestyle Live. Today we have Jeralyn Lawrence of Lawrence Law. Thanks for joining us, Jeralyn.
Thank you, Tiffany. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about the practice?
So I'm a divorce and family lawyer. My law firm is in Somerset County. It's Lawrence Law, and we specialize in divorce and family law matters.
And how did you pick divorce?
You know, when I went to law school, I always thought I would be a prosecutor. I thought that was my calling. My father is a retired juvenile detective, and I thought I would be a prosecutor. But I became involved in the family law clinic there at Seton Hall, and I got into court as a law student. I started arguing motions before the judges in Essex County, and I really enjoyed being on my feet. I enjoyed the litigation.
You enjoyed being on your feet?
I did. I enjoyed being on my feet in court and dealing with the challenging issues and the broad range of issues that family law and divorce law brings. So from there, I went into Essex County Court and did a family law clerkship and joined a law firm in Somerset County, and then went on my own a couple of years ago.
Wow. And I know since COVID, you guys started doing some virtual court and stuff. Is all that back to normal? What does that look like?
No, thankfully, we are still doing a lot of virtual court, a lot of Zoom, a lot of Microsoft Teams. Clients have really appreciated the opportunity to appear virtually, so access to justice has improved. Clients appreciate that they don't have to hire a babysitter anymore to meet with their lawyer or go to court. They don't have to take off time from work, so they're not losing money. So the ability for the court system to reach individuals has markedly improved with virtual appearances. So the court has said virtual appearances are here to stay. Most trials will be in person, particularly complex trials. But other than that, almost everything is still happening remotely.
Wow. And I love that idea of, access, because you're right, to take a day off of work and find childcare, and those can become a strain on somebody. So that's amazing.
It's extremely stressful. Not only are you asking them to take a day off of work, you're then asking them to outlay a lot of money to pay for childcare. So they're getting used to not having to do that and appreciating that. And access to justice is a big thing right now, for the court to be transparent and for people to be able to see how justice unfolds.
So congratulations, you were recently inducted into the New Jersey State Bar Association as the president, right?
Yes, thank you.
Tell me about your journey to that.
So it's a 6-year ramp up.
6 years.
6 years, yeah. So I was elected as secretary 6 years ago, and then you just move up the chairs as every year goes by. And this past May, I was installed as the president of the association. It is the largest association of lawyers in New Jersey right now. We're about 16,000 members.
16,000?
Yeah, 16,000 members.
Wow.
And we represent, it includes all practice areas, not just divorce and family law, civil litigation, criminal litigation. It runs the gamut.
So as president, what do you spend a lot of your time doing?
So I spend a lot of time doing a lot of different things.
Little of everything.
A little bit of everything. It's been wonderful so far. I'm only a month in, and it's been a lot of work, but extremely rewarding work. So I started off my service to the Bar Association through the family law section. And I rose to the ranks there and was fortunate enough to be chair of the family law section in 2014, 2015. And during that time, we spent a lot of time drafting legislation, modifying legislation, and made significant changes to the law with regard to alimony. We were part of championing bringing collaborative law to New Jersey by way of codifying it in a statute.
Okay, you got to speak to the layman. What does that mean?
So collaborative law is a way to divorce where the parties agree to settle their case.
Okay.
They actually sign a contract and say, we don't want to go to court. We want to settle our case. And so that's been a practice worldwide and throughout our nation. In New Jersey, we've had collaborative law cases, but what we did back in 2014, at the same time we were modifying our alimony laws, is we codified that into a statute. So now people know about it, they know the protections associated with collaborative law, but we also spent a tremendous amount of time on alimony. We revised the alimony statute. We talked about factors that the court would look at when deciding alimony. We added factors with regard to retirement and when alimony could potentially end, or cohabitation. If somebody was in a relationship that was tantamount to marriage, a mutually supportive, intimate, personal relationship is the legal term. If you could
Common law marriage?
No such thing in New Jersey as common law marriage. But if somebody is receiving alimony, but then is involved in a relationship that looks like a marriage, their alimony could be in jeopardy. Whether it's terminated, is it modified, what happens to it will be governed by either the statute or by what their agreement says. So that entire process, lobbying with the governor's office and the members of the legislature to modify and revise the law, was really exciting to me. And that's how I knew I wanted to move up the association into its executive committee and now the presidency. So that's what we spend a lot of time on, identifying issues, problem areas in the law, trying to address them and solve them.
So what are some of your goals for this presidency?
So the theme of my year is called Putting Lawyers First. And it's an intentional name because lawyers hardly, if ever, put themselves first. Their client comes first, the court comes first. And what happens with that is, statistically, we're seeing a lot of lawyers are depressed, they're anxious, and a lot of them don't get help. There are some fabulous programs out there that offer lawyers some help, but really what I want to focus on this year is what's the cause of our stress? Why are we so stressed out? And I saw a quote by Desmond Tutu, and what he had said was, we need to stop going down the river and pulling people out of the river. We need to look upstream and find out why are they falling in. And that's really been my mission, my charge this year. Why are we falling into this river of despair? We have an ethics system that is sometimes unduly harsh to lawyers. There's a malpractice host of cases dealing with malpractice that I'd like to take a look at. So that's really going to be our goals. Also, some of our challenges that we're facing. New Jersey is operating at catastrophic levels right now with regard to judicial vacancies. We're 68 to 75 lawyers down right now, judges down in vacancies. Right now in 10 counties of our 21 counties in New Jersey, you cannot get a divorce trial. So if you have a family, if you have parents that are warring and can't figure out their divorce and you need a judge to decide that divorce, in 10 counties, you can't even get a trial date. 4 other counties, you can get a date, but maybe a year from now, and then your second trial date will be several months after your first date. So that's about 66% of counties are closed to litigants who are trying to get a divorce. So if you have mom and dad or parents at home fighting, kids are stuck in the middle. So my colleagues are calling to tell me that they have clients whose children are cutting themselves, who are suicidal. I received an email yesterday. A father is not able to see their child up in Essex County. They filed a motion. They're not going to be heard in court until September. So this parent has to go an entire summer without seeing their child. So we're trying to advocate to members of the governor's office and the legislature that they have to fill these seats, but it's an extremely political process, appointing judges. So that's something that we're trying to champion, that we're trying to tackle. We have to fill these judicial vacancies. We have to get judges in their seats because children and families are suffering. Also trying to champion, the Supreme Court just came out with a case in New Jersey. If a lawyer knowingly misappropriates or steals money, it's an automatic disbarment. And that rule has been around since I've been 9 years old. It came out, I think, in 1979. We've been advocating that maybe we need to take another look at that, and the Supreme Court has heard us, and other members of our coalition have also been championing that cause, that maybe there's some shades of gray here, and maybe a lawyer just made a mistake, or maybe they had a drug and alcohol problem, or a mental illness, and perhaps there needs to be a path for reinstatement for these lawyers. 41 other states have a path for reinstatement to get your law license back. They say after 5 years you can apply to get your law license back, and we really want to champion that path to reentry. And the response has been overwhelming. Received a lot of phone calls from our members, our former members, because if you're not a lawyer, maybe you're not a member of the Bar Association, finally feeling hope that they may get their law license back, and just really shedding tears of joy that there may be a path forward for them. So that's really what takes up my day, doing those kinds of things. Speaking to our members, I get a lot of calls throughout the day, somebody having a problem, and try to be available to them, to listen to them, and see if we can collaborate to figure out how to solve that problem.
Wow. What other types of organizations are you a member of?
So right now I'm president until Saturday. So just a couple more days of the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, the New Jersey chapter. So that's a group of very skilled and seasoned matrimonial attorneys that deal with divorce and family law issues. Still involved in my local Somerset County Bar Association. I'm a former president there. I'm on the board of trustees for the Robert Wood Johnson Hospital, the Somerset County Hospital. And I think that's about all that. And I coach my daughter.
You're a coach too?
I'm a coach, yeah. I've been coaching Amelia playing basketball. I used to coach my daughter Abigail. So trying to find time to do that in my spare time. But between running my firm, practicing law, which I'm still doing a lot of that, and serving the Bar Association and the Academy, trying to find the time to do all of this.
That seems pretty booked.
Pretty booked, but I'm having a good time.
Is there anything you'd like our viewers to know about Lawrence Law?
So we have offices in both Somerset County and Red Bank, which is Monmouth County. Still doing a lot of virtual consultations and court appearances. So if they feel like they're in need with the divorce or family law related issue, we're seeing a lot of people that aren't married but still have family law issues, whether it be they have children or are living with somebody and have some concerns, or domestic violence issues. Feel free to reach out. That hour or so that we spend together in that initial consultation, most clients leave that time with us feeling educated, feeling empowered, and really can move forward with whatever decision it is that they're about to make with peace. So we're here if they need us, and happy to try to help them get them to the next step in that journey.
Do you have any relaxing plans for the summer?
A lot of beach time.
I like it. Girl after my own heart.
Yeah, love the beach. So love the Jersey Shore.
Well, Jeralyn, thank you for joining us. Tiffany Slowinsky signing off from City Lifestyle Live.